are saying, you know, why didn't you report this? Why hasn't this gone to court? Why didn't you take this to the police? And short answer, I don't think I really have a case. I would like more than anything to just let some sort of investigator deal with this and just take it out of my hands. I would love that. But unfortunately, due to the nature of the whole situation, it's very, very difficult. It happened over multiple states. It happened over multiple years. And it's not this cut and dry, you know, someone was drugged and forced upon, and then they just go to the police station the next day, which that is also heinous, do not get me wrong. But I don't have DNA evidence. I mean, I have evidence we dated, but I have no 100% concrete, solid, here is DNA, video, audio, whatever evidence of him forcing himself upon me. Because it was more of a manipulation, abuse tactic, it's very, very hard to bring any of that stuff to a courthouse, bring anything to legal justice. It's very, very difficult, and a lot of people suffer with that, which is why a lot of people don't tell their story. Another thing I wanted to say is a lot of people are saying you should be in therapy. I am. I have been in therapy since I was 12 years old, on and off. I've had generalized anxiety since I was 12 and 11. And I've spoken to two different therapists about this, one back in my hometown in Pennsylvania, who I, you know, told this entire story to, and we worked through it together. And I've also told my current therapist, who I see once a week, about this. And they have heard the exact same story. And if it really comes down to legal action, they will be able to testify that I spoke to two professional licensed psychiatrists, that this did happen, and that I do suffer with so much on a daily basis because of it. And then the big thing I wanted to do in this video was show the dates on these texts. This is my iPhone SE. I have not used this since 2018. We stopped texting in like October of 2017. I finally blocked his number after we got into a very, very big argument over something that is not relevant to the story. But I took pictures on my new phone, which I got in 2018. And this has no SIM card in it, hence why I can't send or receive text. I can't post anything with this phone. This is basically just a real expensive paperweight, but I do still have it, and I still have my even older phone because I just like to hold on to them. I don't have a charger for that older phone, hence why I can't get text from that one. It's a 4S, and I only have the current chargers that look this. And when I got this phone and I stopped using that one, I was not even able to receive texts on it, so I'm not even sure if it would turn on, which puts a big wrench in things. And I can only go up so far in these texts. My phone just stops me after a certain amount of time. I can get back to about May of 2017, maybe April, and I can get the texts I can from there, and those are the ones I've posted. But I just wanted to show that this was in 2017 and that this is Stryder7x, the person that I'm saying it is, because I understand just seeing the name Scott and seeing a text is kind of difficult to believe. And I will be covering texts because, you know, we had a lot of mutual friends. We do speak about people a lot in this. And I don't want people who don't want to be involved to become involved. This is the text. This is the morning after the texts where he was threatening to take the pills that were in his bathroom. I apologize. I'm going to have to like hold this here for a second. Come on. So you can see June 30th, 2017. He's saying he doesn't remember last night. That happened a lot. This is the text where he says, I don't choose to have these thoughts. And that happened at 4:35 a.m. on, I would say, June 29th. I saw a lot of people saying, mostly on a Reddit thread, that I said that I say I'm gay in my bio, but that I tweeted that I was bi in 2017. I did identify as bi for a long while. And then when I got a little bit older, I realized in early 2018 that I am in fact a lesbian. But you know, that kind of happens when you're dealing with sexuality. A lot of times you just kind of don't know. A lot of people go back and forth between sexualities. It's very common. But I do currently identify as gay. But I have in the past identified as bi. I hope that clears up anything. That's why I have dated men in the past. I also wanted to um, address Mauve directly. Mauve underscore Mario Paper, who is one of Scott's mods and has been basically speaking for Scott in the server, in his Discord server. He is the one who tweeted the paste bin. And a lot of people were, very angry at that paste bin, and his defense was basically that it was such a small Twitter and he didn't think anyone would see it, which I understand. And he deleted it very quickly, so we are clearly looking for evidence that, anything to make Scott look bad, which is not true. There was someone who already followed you, Mauve, who sent an image, a screenshot of your tweet and the paste bin to a friend of mine who then sent it to me. I didn't even know you had a Twitter. I haven't spoken to you since like 2016. You did know me back then, and you did know that we were dating. But I was not watching your Twitter. I just happened to be sent it, and I thought it was, I'm sorry, but I thought it was heinous. To discount something that many people are seeing, many victims themselves are seeing, and to make people think, nobody's gonna believe you if you come out, or you're just doing this for attention or whatever. It's awful. It's the reason that people don't come out with their stories. I understand people that have their doubts. I do. It's a very huge thing, and it's a whole lot to talk about. But I just I just feel so bad for everyone who had to read that and think, here is a good example of something he did that was Stryder7x related. Someone was making him a controller. This was June 24th, 2017. Sorry that I'm like so having so much difficulty showing things. But it was in very poor taste, and you knew that, which is why you deleted it so fast. But I nothing that you say can convince me that it was something that you did that you are innocent in. And I know for a fact you were in contact with Scott when you posted that, and I hope for his own sake he didn't okay that beforehand, because, and also a lot of people have asked me, or have said basically that I'm doing this for attention, doing this for clout or whatever. That is silly. And I hate to say that so, boldly, but I broke up with him in the summer of 2017. He already had well over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we had made a video together, and there was an offer to make more. If my whole goal was to be internet famous, would I not have just stayed together with him? All of my social media that I actually post on and I actually keep up with is private, and only my very close friends who I want to see it. I am a working professional in my field, and I want to keep it that way. I do not want to be an internet personality. I do not want like 15 minutes of fame or any attention. The only attention I wanted out of this was for people who were victims themselves to see it and to realize they weren't alone. Again, that was my whole goal. I want to mention, just really quickly, our relationship wasn't all bad. Obviously, we were together for 2.5 years. There are nice things in here. There are nice things that we've said to one another, and we had good times. I don't want to act like it was just this horrible, miserable relationship, and I, you know, just stayed in it because of whatever. Like, I'm sure people are wondering, why'd you stay in it for so long? There were parts that were good. It wasn't all this horrible thing, but the horrible thing was astronomically worse than I ever thought until I was pointed out that it was that. And again, I was manipulated into believing that everything was, we had this perfect relationship and that I would never find anyone as good as him, kind of thing. Um, so, and I was very new to relationships. I was only 16 when we started dating. I will say as well, again, I was only 16 when we started dating. I was 18 when we broke up. He was 21 when we broke up. I'm 21 now. So for the people that are saying like you guys kind of sound like just love drunk teens that are figuring out dating, he wasn't a teen. He was 21 years old, which again is my age now, and I am living in my own apartment and I have a career in my field. So it seems a little weird to suggest that, it was just not knowing right from wrong when he was an adult, like a straight up adult. Here's another text that just kind of shows that that the Scott on my phone is Stryder7x. June 7th, 2017 was when he received his silver play button, which he texted me about, obviously, because it was a very cool thing. Okay, so this one is kind of very important and was one that I posted and that I kind of cropped out, and a lot of people were wondering why I cropped the text that was under it, and the big reason is that it mentioned another person, two other people actually, who are mutual friends of ours, and I do not want to involve them if they do not want to be involved. And if I just, blacked their names out, people would start speculating on who they were, and I didn't want to deal with it. But I do want to show this text. So I'm going to try to cover anything that, has anyone's name in it to show the date. Sorry. June 6th, 2017 is when he said, I'm going to just show the top of the phone. Guys' biological motivation to enter relationships is to seek sex and give love in return. Girls biologically seek love and give sex in return. And then the text that I cut off, he says, perfect example is blank. I am not going to say who they are. It's desperation to get laid and valuing that over logic, and blanks, desperation to seek love without doing her part. That was the part that I cut out because I did not want to involve the two blanks in any way, shape, or form. But that text, it wasn't even a text from me, it was a text from him.